What's up, guys? It's your boy Stump, and welcome back to another Critical Ops strategy guide. Now, my original idea with the positioning guide was to take each diffuse map and give you an idea on what to do on each map. But here's the problem. No one is going to play the same as you or I, and you have no idea what the other teams are going to do. So today, I'm going to give you a general guide to follow when playing on any map, as well as how to position yourself in a firefight. Now, before I forget, I have a Twitter account you can follow me on, @StumpDaddy, all lowercase, no space. And with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, when talking about position, it is important to have an understanding on how your player model looks to other players. In the latest version of the game, the player model from the front view is more exposed on the side that is holding the gun. The way the player model holds the gun is different from weapon to weapon. From the side view, the player model has a bit of a slouch, as well as the gun sticking out from the front of the player. Depending on what gun you have, it could expose your hiding spot behind that wall there, buddy. Yeah, that's right. Get out from there, you bitch. Anyways, the same is true when you're crouched from the front. Depending on each gun, the player model will hold it differently. But from the side, your butt sticks out, making your character wider from that side. You're also about half the standing height when you're crouched, and you're also about half the normal walking speed. Keep this in mind as you're walking or running around the map. You're not as safe as you think. Now let's talk about how to use the player model to your advantage. There are two things that you need to keep in mind when positioning yourself on any map. How close you are to a corner, and are you visible to the enemy player? The distance between you and a corner determines if you will see the enemy player before they see you. The closer you are to a corner, the less you can see in front of you. But let's not get ahead of ourselves and stand as far away from a corner as possible. Don't do that. It all depends on where you are on any map. For example, on Plaza, around Connector, there are two corners that are bad to peek as CTs. They are the corner by Banana and the corner from Mid. In both scenarios, the breach would be further from those corners than the CTs, because the closer you are to a corner, the less you're able to see. Plus, there's less room around those corners, so don't peek there. Don't do it. Anyways, what this is called is holding the angle. It's when you're standing by a corner waiting for the enemy player to cross your line of sight. If you have your crosshair lined up correctly, you will be able to one-tap the enemy players coming around the corner. It's only when you miss that first shot you need to start dancing, buddy. What I mean is, you need to avoid enemy fire. Now, how would I do that, you may ask? With a little technique called strafing. Strafing is the movement that takes place after you tap or burst fire to avoid enemy fire. But I don't need to strafe. I can just stand still and they'll always die for me. Alright, buddy. Sure. See how that goes. It's easier to strafe while avoiding pistol fire, but more difficult against ARs or SMGs. Snipers? If they're hard scoping, don't even bother. There is a way to make strafing seem easier, and it has to deal with how you move. If you just take multiple steps back and forth and call that strafing, you will die every time. This is because your shot is less accurate when you are moving. I already mentioned this in a previous video. If you take longer steps and pause before you switch directions, it will make it harder for your opponent to adjust their crosshair, as well as easier for you to shoot. These pauses are intentional because when you stop, your crosshair comes back to its resting position, making you more accurate than moving while shooting. Plus, if you move your character to the left, the enemy player's thumb will move to the right, closer to their hand. This way, the thumb will be jammed under their hand and make it harder to aim. Now, to be honest, I have a bit of a problem with standing still while shooting. I have been working on this habit of mine, so far, it has netted me with more frags than what I've been previously getting, which just goes to show, if you practice and work on bettering yourself, you will see results. However, you will not go from bronze to diamond overnight. These things take time. With just 45 minutes a day practicing, you will improve over the span of about a month. That's about how long it took me to learn how to use claw. And there you have it. That's how to position yourself on any map. If you have any questions, post them down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Follow me on Twitter @StumpDaddy, all lowercase, no space, and hit the bell icon to get notifications. And as always, stay safe. Bye-bye.